Farrell on it again, deep one around the back, Quinn there's the Frenchman goal! It's Andrew Quinn, the underdogs bare their teeth and show their fight in this cup final. Drogs United strike first.
Welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, a Drogs United fans podcast, proudly sponsored by the Coffee Box.
Hello, welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, episode 12, season 2. I'm joined by Owen and Richie as usual. How are we, gents?
Yeah, all good, boys.
Excellent. How are we feeling after the weekend?
Yeah, good win Friday night, that's all we need to talk about.
Yeah. We're not allowed to mention last night, are we not?
No, nothing happened last night. Move on.
Right. we won't talk about the second 45 minutes then on Friday night either.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, right, I suppose I was thinking about it earlier on, like fucking, obviously 3 points Friday night, great result, brilliant. Didn't really expect to get an awful lot out of last night, but you'd have to be disappointed with the way we played. But look, I suppose we'll start off with Friday night. Sligo at home, 1-0 win. Much needed 3 points. Great to get a win at home as well.
Yeah, definitely. Look, there was a lot of people sort of going on that, like, we didn't really play well, but are we at a stage where do we really care if we played well or not? Wasn't it just about getting the 3 points?
You know? Oh, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, I thought it was it was just a grounded out, I know Sligo got a lot of the ball, but they don't fuck all with it, I'm just looking at the stats here. We had the same number of shots as Sligo. Same amount of keeper saves. We had one more corner than them. They passed it a lot more than we did, with 200 odd more passes, but to be expected. But the second half, right, Sligo did a lot of the ball, but how many big saves did Tallaght have to make?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like Sligo absolutely dominated us and battered us around the pitch.
Yeah, Tallaght made he made one decent save, but I think your man was offside, so.
Yeah. No, look, I know we were on about it probably last week. We wanted to be playing all out attacking football at home, don't you? And being the entertainers, but I just think where we are in the position in the league and having won in so many games, was it just about getting the points on the board?
Yeah, and it was just, I'd say there was probably a bit of nervousness from the players as well, not don't fuck this up, it was a 6-pointer. Don't make balls of it. Don't concede anything stupid, so they did. They were defended fairly well for the whole game, I thought.
Yeah, that's
getting the 3 points was the main thing. You'd say, right, push to get a second. If you leave yourself open then at the back, you can see the equaliser, then people would say, you should have stayed and defended that lead. You can't win either way.
Yeah, they're probably happy with the clean sheet as well at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, I can see why, lads. Look, it wasn't that great entertainment, I suppose, but I was just glad with the 3 points.
Yep.
Yeah, look, I mean, I can't disagree with anything you just said at all, but I was with Owen, and I spent a couple of hours with him after the game, and I did say it on the night. Right, first and foremost, 3 points is the most important thing, but was the most disappointing aspect of the whole thing is that I just felt, right, you were saying Sligo had a lot of the ball and all that. I felt like we got dominated a fair bit. We just couldn't seem to get a foot in the ball. We were making absolutely stupid, shitty mistakes. We weren't making them in the vital area of the pitch, which is in defence. I think we defended really, really well, and we defended really, really well as a team because we had I think at one point we had 10 men in our own half, and then for the last we got bombarded in the last 5 minutes. It was the usual crack, long, big humping high balls in and their keeper coming up and all that. But I'm just really disappointed that we can't put in a performance over 90 minutes, and we just can't. And I'm also really disappointed that like we made Sligo look like fucking Barcelona at times. It was ridiculous. We just couldn't do the simple things like keep the ball, pass it to another draw of the player. We made so many stupid errors, keeper kicking the ball out into the crowd again and all that. As you said, maybe there was an aspect of a little bit of a panic, right, lads, we're one up here, we need these 3 points. Let's just but we sank right back into our shell. And we did things that have been really annoying me over the last while under Kevin. It's just like, why can we not go on and dominate a game at home against a team who are below us in the league? We're at home. Like possession means nothing. I'm not talking about I want to I want to have more than ball of them. But even when we had the ball at times, I know we had another half decent chance in that game. I think Thomas Alua, because him and Keeley in the box and he kind of hit it point blank off the goalkeeper. Like that could have went in and that would have made it 2-0. But that would have been absolute daylight robbery if you ask me. If we had won that game 2-0, I don't think we deserved to win it 1-0. I think a draw match would have been fair. But look, don't get me wrong. As I said, I'll run out the door with the 3 fucking points. I was absolutely delighted with them. But even just the rumblings and grumbling going on around me, just the way we were playing, and can we keep doing this? You have to entertain to a degree. People have to enjoy themselves, and I don't know a lot of people who enjoyed that match on Friday night.
No, definitely not. Look, even the few lads I was talking to now just weren't too overly impressed either. But I get it. Like I really do get it. But I'm the type of football fan who I don't give a shit at this stage. It was different now. Like we are finding wins hard to come by.
Yeah.
So I don't really care how we get them at the minute. It's just like if somebody had told me before the game last Friday, like, right, he's going to win this one 1-0. He's going to be not great. He's going to be fucking doing a lot of defending, sitting in the box. But he's going to win 1-0. Like, do you want that? Like, take a hand on all.
I said a couple of weeks ago, we need to get a win, even just grinding one out, not playing particularly well, grinding out a win, which is what we did Friday.
Yeah. I probably now, like last night, then after probably taking the good look off that now Friday night. I know we've gone to it last night a little while, but I just think where we are at the stage of the season with not too many wins under our belt, I just don't care now how we get them. If we keep winning like that and we keep winning at home 1-0 for the rest of the season.
Well, I think, Richie, right, that's a good point, because I think in the back of my mind, I'm thinking we're playing anyone else but Sligo or Waterford maybe last Friday night. We do not win that game. We're playing any of the top 5. We're playing even Craptown, Shells, Bows, Derry, Shamrock Rovers, whoever we're playing, right? If we approach a game at home the way we approached that game the other night, we're losing that game, because Sligo just couldn't break us down, but other teams will break us down if we keep doing this. Do you know what I mean? Why do we just go and score a goal and then we just sit back and let's soak up so much pressure? It's unfucking bearable to watch at times. Why are we doing it? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand the process. Is it coming from the manager? Is this what he's telling them to do? Right, lads, we've scored. Don't fucking cross the halfway line. I'm not saying we didn't cross the halfway line, but you know what I mean. It's an expression. There's a feeling when we score that if we score, same again with Waterford, we scored 2 goals in 10 minutes and then didn't really create an awful lot for the rest of the game. It was fairly mundane. But the other night, I just felt like if we're letting Sligo back into this, and now they're starting to dominate it, and they're going to get chances, and they're going to nick something from this. I felt like they were going to. They didn't, and I felt like we were lucky they didn't. But I do feel like if it was another side, if it was one of the sides up the top half of the table, that they would have. And that's what was so fucking frustrating about it.
Yeah, no, look, I can see where you're coming from, alright, but I don't know, is it a personnel thing? Do we have the players to go and dominate matches? Like, we've certainly got players that'll roll their sleeves up and dig in, and Do we have that type of player that's just going to dominate matches for us? We do with Ethan O'Brien, but he's out injured.
Right, that's fair, but the week before in Tallaght, we come out in the second half, and I'm not saying we dominated the second half, but we sure as hell, we dominated it as far as goals went. And we got ourselves into really good positions, and we had a good lot of the ball, and we looked very on the front foot and productive, and it was entertaining to watch, and it was everything that you want from a football match. And then you go playing at home against the side that's below you in the table, who've been on a good run. Don't get me wrong, I think they'd won 3 on the trot before they came to Drogheda. They have a crap record in Drogheda, and they'll be tearing their hair out because they'll feel like they should have got something out of that game, and they probably should have. But it's the inconsistency of everything that's so frustrating.
Yeah.
We don't seem to have an identity, Richie. We don't seem to know who we want to play or what way we want to play.
Yeah, maybe it's different. Each game is different, because like up in Shells we went 2-0 down. We had no choice but to come out and attack and go for the game. We had to. At home against Sligo, we went 1-0 up. And I can see we've had success in the past we've gone 1-0 up, you have to try and break us down now. We've had success from that, right? Is it good to watch? No, it's not good to watch. It's very frustrating. But I wonder now, if we had went 1-0 down against Sligo last Friday, would have been a different game? Would we went out all out attack? Because you have to.
Yeah, but it would have been the same as it was a couple of weeks ago against Pats, when we came out in the second half and just went for it.
Yeah.
But are we ever going to get to the point where the shackles come off a little bit and we just go for it and see what happens? Because we might end up we might end up playing a different way. It's a mindset thing, I know, and I'm not being naive. I don't want us to lose games. I'd rather play every week, as you said, play the way we played against Sligo and win every week. I'd be happy as Larry at the end of the season. But it is getting increasingly difficult to fucking watch.
Yeah. No, it is, yeah. Look, I definitely get what you're saying, all right, but as I said, do we have that type of player? Like, do we need more players into this team to go and do that every week?
We definitely need more players into the team. I'm convinced of that now after last night.
Yeah, we're a little bit unlucky as well, aren't we, with Ethan O'Brien? Because he was starting to really settle down and become one of the best midfielders in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's a big loss, like.
He's a massive loss.
He is. He's a big loss, but I thought we were going to be able to absorb a couple of losses this year. I felt like there was a reasonably good squad, and it seemed like a big enough squad. But we have had a few injuries, all right. But again, we'll get to Tallaght now shortly. But we're playing centre halves in the middle of the park and all that. Like we're down to the bare bones. We had to bring in a kid onto the bench last night because Ryan got injured in the warm up.
Yeah. We seem to be really unlucky at the midfield as well, especially with Shane Farrell gone off injured, and that's probably set him back. And
Farrell was suspended.
He was suspended then last night as well, and Godden had to be took off in Tallaght because he was about to be sent off, and Ethan O'Brien's out injured, and now in fairness, I think Ryan has stepped up to it the last 2 games. He really has. Then he goes and get injured last night.
Yeah.
So I just, look, maybe that's not it at all, but we're not really getting the rub of the green in that position at the minute.
No, look, I agree with you. I think there is a bit of a sort of perfect storm thing happening at the minute. Like, if something can go wrong, it will go fucking wrong. But there's no, God, I haven't even got onto the depressing stuff yet. Jesus Christ, like, we won the bloody... Go on.
I thought that was the depressing stuff.
No, we haven't got the fucking Tallaght yet, have we? Good God.
Tallaght was a free hit, didn't we? Don't even need to talk about it, do we? It was a free hit for it last night.
Oh, we fucking do, man. Come on. Can't.
Oh, we will talk about it.
I thought you were serious there for a minute. Okay. Right, lads, we'll wrap it up there. I'll talk to you on Friday. Shortest podcast ever, fuck's sake. No, look, again, I'll probably say this 20 times. Maybe I'm fucking being a bit over dramatic about it and all, but it just annoyed me. It really, really annoyed me on Friday night. I thought, fucking hell.
Thing is, Greg, you're easily annoyed. That's the only thing. Like,
Yeah, well, that's very, very true. And you're not annoyed enough. That's the problem, Borger.
yeah, I think me not being annoyed annoys you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it fucking does, actually. And it was annoying other people as well.
Yeah, look, in fairness, Reg, I can see where you're coming from. Like, after, say, the second half in Tallaght, we were like, right, we fucking cracked this, haven't we? We've a 4-3-3, we're on the fucking pigs back here. We've after scoring 4 goals, we're playing Sligo at home, we don't score another 4. Well, like, just, unfortunately, football just doesn't work like that, and it's not working like that for us at the minute. Like, as you said, it's like the perfect storm, everything's going wrong for us. So, yeah, of course, you'd love to go and dominate a match, a home match, and I think we have to start doing that soon. I definitely think you're right. We can't carry on like this forever because the league is only getting better and better, and there's a better quality of player coming into the league, and teams are improving. So we need to keep up with them. But I said it before, this all comes down to a budget and money. So unless you're willing to spend what they're spending in the top half of the table, forget about it.
Yeah, right. And you lead me nicely onto the point that I was going to make there, Richie. Like, the grumbling and the rumbling is at a level where I haven't seen it for a while now, to be honest with you. There's a lot of people saying a lot of shit, and there's a lot of discontent. Let's put it that way. Is it time for the football club to come out and make a statement and say, listen, we are where we are. Budget-wise, we're down we're down around the bottom 2. This is where we need to be. But you can't come out and make those kind of statements because it's the most defeatist attitude you can fucking possibly have. You don't come out and say that. Look, you don't tell the supporter base, right, you should be happy with what you've got. We might be losing games and we mightn't be playing well, but at least we're here, and at least we put a bar on the ground, and, things are looking up. We know they're looking up. We know we're in a decent spot. Like, me and Owen were talking about this on the way home in the bus last night. Like, I mean, what are we fucking... We've got a game in hand on Craptown. If they lose a game, we win a game. By the time we play them, we could be like a point behind them.
I'm just looking at the table now, and like, it's ridiculously tight. Like, you've Sligo in 9th on 15, Derry in 5th. And then Derry are 5th with 19.
And where?
Like,
where are we?
We're 8th with 16. Then you've Galway 7th with 17, Shell 6th with 17. So, like, if we win our game in hand, like, we go up to 19 points, which would be 5th at the minute. Like,
it's amazing.
It's so tight, and we ourselves, Derry, Shells, Galway, and Sligo have all won 4 games. Dundalk have won 5. Bows have won 5. So, like, look, I know Bows are struggling for wins lately and all that, but like Dundalk are meant to be absolutely flying. They've won one more game than us.
Yeah. And Shells and Derry are the big spenders in the league, and which is probably after debunking what Matt are saying there about you need to spend more money. Maybe that's not the answer, but I've no doubt Shells and Derry will find a strong end to the season, and they will kick on because they've the squads to do it.
Yeah.
Where I don't think we have the squad to do it. I think we're going to be fighting a battle this whole season. Well, not unless we do put a few more quid into the budget in the next transfer window.
Yeah, right. Look, some very, very valid points made in there, and it is bizarre when you break it down and you look at stats and you look at it that way. Like, some teams are being sort of fucking praised and lauded that they're brilliant and they're having a great season and they're going to push for Europe and all that, and you're literally a few points behind them. Two games, we all know that, and we've said it's the cliche, but a couple of games in this league and you're right back up there. But it's the performances. It's the way we're losing games, or the way we're even winning games, that has me antsy and has me sort of looking at this thinking, like you just said, Richie, I think we're going to be right down there all year, unless something drastic happens like 2 years ago, where we bring in a couple of lads and things change for us. And we go on this massive run where we stop losing games and we stop conceding goals. Because defensively, again, we'll talk about, I suppose we have to talk about Tallaght, but defensively, lads, it was an absolute shit show.
Last night?
Yes.
Yeah. It was, and like, right, Doherty puts the team out, he sets the team up. It was a very defensive team with a lot of defenders on the pitch, like where you'd Cruz and like I-class Buckner as a defender, still as a fullback.
Yeah.
You'd them two playing in a front three. You had Bulge at centre half playing in midfield. Now I know we're short there, we spoke that already. But Doherty sets that team up to go out and to be defensively minded. That wasn't on Doherty last night, that was on them players.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you hear Kev's interview after, but he talked about, like, we conceded 2 from set pieces. And it's literally what they worked on in training the day before, defending set pieces.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So if players are not doing their job on the pitch, like, what's Doherty supposed to do? Go out and do it for them?
But he literally said in training he was out there in the middle of it, like physically showing players what to do. Where to be. Where your body's meant to be, what you're meant to be doing. I presume that's what he meant. You know the way you do with kids, if you're stood down, you'd be grabbing them, right? You need to be stood here and you need to be there, and you know what I mean? He literally did that. And I think that's why he was so fucking frustrated. And that's another thing, lads, that I picked up on from that interview. He is down in the mouth. Like, we've seen him going through a lot of shit since the beginning of this season, with everything that's been happening off the pitch and that, and then on the pitch to a degree as well. But that interview worried me. He just didn't seem himself. He was really, really down. I don't blame him, like.
Yeah, it's probably his toughest season yet with us, is it?
So far, anyway.
Yeah, because I think expectations this season have been a lot higher than they've ever been.
Yeah.
You know, and he feels like he has to deliver on that, you know. But, yeah, look, and I'll keep going back to it, because it's like a broken record, but give him a bigger budget and see what he does with it. Until then, this is what we're up against, lads. You know, the budgets don't lie in this league. You can't hide the budgets in this league. The team that spends the most money generally wins the league.
yeah, well, Derry doing a good job of countering that argument, but apart from that, you're right, yeah.
yeah, good old Derry. But you know what, I actually think the difference with Derry is their manager. I think if you put a different manager in there with that squad of players, it turns around.
Yeah, I don't think he signed some of them players himself.
Yeah, and then you hear a lot of different stuff going on, don't you, about players he didn't sign them, so that's their issue.
If you're trying to assemble a league-winning squad, you're not going to go, right, I want to sign Patrick McLean, like.
Yeah, and then the next day he signed his brother James.
Yeah, funny that worked out, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But, I think that's a different story, definitely. But, look, a Rovers, I mean, like.
Well, Rovers actually mixing up a bit now with some, giving younger lads more game time.
Yeah, they're not really being tested then. Is that what that is then?
I don't know, like, I don't know, but your man Osman Vudo I thought he was very good yesterday against us now.
Yeah, in fairness to Rovers now, they've put a lot of work into that academy, and not only over the last year, probably over the last 5, 6, maybe 7 years into that academy.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
Yeah, and the Shamrock Rovers Academy now is probably the best academy in the country, where years ago it used to be Kevin's and Belvedere's and the Joes. Yeah. They were the big. Now it's Shamrock Rovers is the biggest academy in the country. Like, look at Roadstone. Some Division 1 teams wouldn't have that set up as the home pitch, never mind as a training pitch. So they'll probably bear fruit of that now with the players coming through.
Yeah, no, absolutely good point. But just to go back there for a second, what you were saying about the budgets and all that, and I think I agree with you to like nearly 100%. Teams that we've said this week after week, the teams that spend the most money normally, generally, will give you your 1, 2, and 3 finishing positions in the league and all that. Derry are obviously fucking that one up. But the other end of the table is Waterford. Waterford have spent some serious money, lads. I mean, they bought a player this year for 50 grand. And they keep sacking fucking managers left, right, and centre. I can't remember how many different managers they've had over the last 3 or 4 years since they sacked fucking Pete Long. They just seem to have had a conveyor belt of people coming in and out. Like they're definitely another 2 or 3 since him.
And is that the problem then?
Well, like I'm coming from the perspective here where like people are giving out about Kevin and that and saying, we need a change. I'm not saying there's a lot of people saying that, but there's 1 or 2 dissenting voices obviously among the fucking crowd. But like what do you do? Like Kevin, as you said, Kevin is walking off what he's walking off. The other argument, somebody said it to me last night at the game, saying, yeah, but Kevin signed the players. Kevin brought lads in from America and all that obviously he thought could do a job. We can single out various players from Tallaght who just did not perform. Andrew Quinn for me there's been something weird gone on with him over the last while. I know he was injured last night, and just to get get that point out of the way first. I mean, I was looking at him. I stood talking to, I think Big Al was beside me, and I went, Quinn can't run. He needs to fucking go down, or he needs to get off the pitch. I don't know what's going on here. And then bang, we can see the goal. And it reminded me of Alicia Awi in Sligo last year. Was it last year or the year before, when he was injured and he was hobbling around the place and we were 2 up, and then we ended up fucking drawing that game, which we never should have. Do you remember that when he was injured and he should have went out? Yeah. Why Quinn didn't just lie down on the flat of his back and put his hand up and go, I'm fucked, lads. I mean, I don't get that. Like, he's not a kid. He's been in this game years now. He's a lot of experience. Kev said he was trying to roar onto the pitch for somebody to tell him to go down. He said to the fourth official, if he goes down, can I take him off? And Quinn, for some reason, just stayed on his feet and hobbled around the pitch like a fucking idiot instead of just going down. And we should never have conceded then. And that just killed the fucking game completely. Like that in-game management from experienced lads like that drives me bonkers.
Yeah, and that's what I've said it before. It's player responsibility at the minute on the pitch when things go wrong. It's up to them to step up to it. Because I've no doubt Kevin Doherty and Darragh Doyle do serious work behind the scenes and for a week's training. I'd say there's no stone left unturned with them. But when it comes to match night, it's up to players then. Now look, on Andy Quinn, I think he needs to be taken out of the team for a few weeks. I think he needs a breather.
Yeah.
I do. And I think
he might get one anyway.
He might get one now. Leo Boney come back on last night, so there's another option, and Bulger can play there. I think he needs a few games out of the team. He's after played a lot of football in the last year or two for us. He's never missed a match. But just go back on the point then, about the players that Doherty signed from America. Would Doherty have signed them players if he had a bigger budget?
Probably not.
If he'd more money, he'd go for more experienced players within the league.
Yeah, look, I mean, yeah, right, okay, devil's advocate here, to a degree, okay, but there is managers out there that have brought in players from, far-flung countries, like in New Zealand, and that lad that came in, he's not Australian, but he came in from the Australian league, the big striker of Pats and that, you know what I mean? I'm sure he's not on a hell of a lot of money, man. He had about fucking 16 clubs in England before he went to play in the Outback League somewhere in Australia. Like, I mean, shit football in front of fucking nobody. Like, and then he was signed by Stephen Kenny. Like, I know everyone picks a gem every now and then. We've done it over the last few years as well. Brought in lads that no one knew, ended up being really good. Owen Lamb being a great example of it. You have to kind of take risks. But right, he brought in 3 or 4 boys this year. It's still early days. I know we're not even you know, we're nowhere near halfway through the season yet. Like, things could change and all that, but like a prime example of a player who we signed is Edwin Agbaje from Sligo, who was highly, highly rated at Sligo. I mean, he hasn't done a job for us since he came in, lads. I think he's been absolutely dreadful. I think he was dreadful yesterday, and he got man of the match the other night against Sligo. And how he got man of the match, I will never know. I know Integral give the man of the match, whatever. It's their man of the match. And we're always giving it to a Drogheda player. But I like, one minute he looks like a wall beater, and then the next minute he does something really, really stupid and naive, and you're just like, oh, fucking hell. Like he can't be trusted.
Yeah, he's just not playing at the levels needed for the League of Ireland at the moment, is he?
Just kind of looks more like a fourth division player. You might get away with that shit against Kerry or, you know, Tree United or whoever, but you ain't getting away with that against fucking Sligo and Jamrock Rovers. Like,
no, you're definitely getting punished. And look, I said already, this league is improving every season. Like, us three now would have seen it because we've been there a long time watching football in the League of Ireland. The standard of it's very high now at the moment. And it's only getting better, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no hiding places.
There's no hiding places, Owen. I think every mistake is being punished. And it feels like that for us at the moment.
And am I being harsh on him, lads, or what?
I think you're a little bit. Like, I actually thought he was quite decent on Friday. Now, he wasn't great yesterday, but Friday I thought he was done all right. He was one of his better games for us. He's not as good as Owen Lamb, but tell me right back in the league that is as good as him. It's not too many.
Yeah, no, definitely you're right there, Owen. But no, look, I do agree with Greg. He's definitely not playing at the levels he should be playing. Now, I do think he's a good player. I think he's well able to play so much better than what he is. But no,
he's playing an inconsistent team as well, like, so that doesn't help him either.
It doesn't. No. It doesn't.
No, but like, I mean, the team is the sum of its parts. Like, the inconsistency is down to him as much as it's down to anyone else. Like, you can't take him out of the equation and go, oh, the team aren't playing great, so how do you expect him to play great? I mean, we could probably go through that team, lads, at the minute. And especially coming off an absolute hiding in Tallaght, like, you know, spirits are a bit low, and, you know, I'm not really going to give any of them a glowing report, but, like, did anybody play in any way well in that game away yesterday? Like, you know what I mean?
No.
Well, he didn't see much of the ball, but I thought Buckner looked dangerous when he actually had a go at the Rovers back line, but that only happened 2 or 3 times. Doyle was going well.
Yeah, right, okay. Fucking hell.
Apart from that, not really, like, no.
No, it wasn't good enough.
No. Mark Doyle is one of these players, and again, going to be critical of Mark Doyle, and people are going to say, oh, he's 1 goal off the leading goal scorer in the league, and if he had scored that penalty in Inchicore, he'd be joint top scorer in the whole league, which I just can't believe, to be honest with you, how he's up there. Like, I don't know, sometimes in games, Doyle will get you a goal, but, like, what else does he contribute to the team at times? He's fucking incredibly frustrating to watch.
What do you mean, just as all-round play, like?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I know he's
can
not
be
an out-and-out number 9. He's not a striker, really, is he?
No, I wouldn't have played him now as a front, like, as the middle of a front three. Like, the only one we have is that natural position is Derry Graham.
Oh, God.
But that's what I'm saying.
Well,
like,
I think. But yeah.
Who?
He's a Cardo, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. But no, like, but you are asking players to play in a position that's not their natural position. Like, when you love to see, say, Drogheda having a player like Sean Boyd or Rory Gaffney as that number 9, and then you have Doyle or Warren Davis or Luak off them, in the front three. I think you'd see the best out of them then. But we don't have that, and we don't have the budget to get them players in. So Doyle has to play that number 9 role, or Warren has to play it, or you have to throw in Derek, who's still only a kid. So it's so hard for them, lads.
Yeah, right. And what was the logic in not playing Alua and Warren, do you think, away in Tallaght? Why did he pick that team?
Probably looking ahead to Friday, I'd say.
So in other words, fuck it, we're not going to get anything out of this. The lads can play. The lads can play 3 games in a week. They're professional footballers and they're young and fit. I don't get that.
Well, you've Warren has just come back off a serious enough injury. Do you really want to overplay him?
I'm not sure
Yeah,
that
maybe.
would be overplaying him, would it?
Would you want to risk it though?
Yeah, look, I can understand that all right if that was the case, but why change the whole lot of it? Like, I definitely would have. I was actually looking forward to seeing Alua play up there last night.
Yeah.
I thought he would have had loads of room. I thought he would have been just the way he's been playing the last game or two.
Yeah.
But right, I can understand. Right, fair enough. That was a good point for Warren. If that's fair enough, leave him out. But I would have played them. I would have played the same front three last night. I agree with Greggs. I wouldn't have changed them. I can understand Bulger going into midfield with Ryan dropping out and look an extra defensive player in the midfield there. It's no harm away to Rovers. But I would have played them 3. I would have played Doyle, Warren, and Alua.
Yeah, look, there's always other factors that we're not privy to, you know what I mean? There's information that we don't know and all that, but from the outside looking in, it did look very, very peculiar. That was a very, very strange fucking team sheet when you looked at it going, right, okay. Cruz and Kane on the pitch at the same time. I think that's the first time we've seen that, is it?
That would have happened before, yeah, but not from the start.
Not from the start, no, definitely not, no.
Yeah, and then Buckner and the Badgie then, so you basically 4 fullbacks on the pitch. Now look, I'm not fucking, I can going up and I see in the team, I was like, okay, right, maybe this is something different there, maybe this could work. Hindsight's a great thing, obviously, but it didn't work. I would have liked to see Alua play last night. Like, I would have been happy with Alua, Doyle and Buckner, right, give Warren his rest if that was what was needed. But to go with Buckner and Cruz in the front 3, I just don't think it worked. But then you go back and listen to Dotley's, look at the 2 goals. It was not got to do with Cruz or Buckner or Doyle. It was set plays.
Yeah.
He scored 2 goals from him, so it's got nothing to do with it, was it?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Do we? I mean, is this, there's kind of no point in dissecting the goals either, is there really? I mean, apart from the one that we already kind of did with Quinn going down injured and that, but the other goals were just conceding goals like that from a set piece is just
It's so soft.
It's fucking dreadful, and like, I mean, even the goal we scored against Sligo on Friday night, I'm sure John Russell was absolutely tearing his hair out because the ball just. Keely kind of went to head the ball but missed it, and it just hit off. It seemed to just hit off his shin and roll towards Doyle, and he scored. Fair play to him, you know what I mean. But he'll never get an easier goal in his life. I mean, he was literally right there for him, you know what I mean. But not one Sligo player contested that ball. It just hit off Keely.
Yeah.
That would drive you bananas as a manager.
Oh yeah, and it's, as you said, it was stuff he was walking on all bloody week, wasn't it? You know, you could definitely understand if a team rips you apart, like 5 or 6 passes and rip you open. But that should be our bread and butter every week. And that's what our team is built on. And it's letting them down at the minute. And I think that's what's really frustrating for Doherty at the moment.
So, like, if we're talking about Quinn probably coming out of the team, maybe he's injured, maybe he needs a bit of a break. You know what I mean? We know we've got Buckner and Bolger to kind of step in there alongside Keely, or if we go back to the 5 at the back, which I really haven't got a clue what he's going to do from here on in. Like, but you know, I think we kind of know deep down what our starting 11 should be once we get Ethan O'Brien back into the team.
Yeah. At the moment now, Yeah, at the moment now, I'd like to see Rice stick with the back four and go with, I'd like to go with see Cruz, Keeley, Bulger and Kane as a back four at the minute. Give Quinn a rest, take a badge out of the team.
Okay.
I definitely think you'd have no issues playing Cruz on that side.
Right.
That'd be my back four now going forward.
Owen?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think Cruz played maybe right wing in the game before. He came on and played right wing. Yeah, it wouldn't be a massive issue him playing that side.
Yeah, like he's not really an attacker, is he? He's a real old school defender. He's not afraid
He's
of
great
attacking.
crossing the ball as well. Yeah,
Great crossing the ball. Yeah, so I'd just like to see something different there. I definitely think
I do reckon he'd stick with Badgie though.
Yeah.
What about the keeper, Tally? Are we leaving him in, or are we bringing Dennison back in at some point?
I thought he was very good last night, Tally. I know now a few people on about, was it the toll goal? Was that one when Quinn went down as well?
Yeah.
He probably should have come out a bit quicker. He hesitated. He was very hesitant, wasn't he?
He was.
But I think he came out and then saw, Quinn's going to get this, but Quinn was injured and he didn't, so that's why he did.
Yeah, I thought he was good last night.
Yeah.
He's some good point blank saves, like.
Yeah, he did a few saves, yeah.
Yeah, I to be honest, that's a question. I don't know the answer to it, but you know, what do you do? Do you throw Dennison back in there? He's been out now for what, 3 weeks or so? 3 games anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I definitely think he's got a challenge on his hands.
Yeah.
Dennison.
Yeah.
He's got a player there now that Dundee can trust and Tally, and he's proven he's good enough to play in the League of Ireland.
Okay.
So, definitely good competition for that position at the minute.
Right, so look, that's your back four, and the keeper's up for grabs. But Ethan O'Brien, in the middle of the park with Jago Godden, Kavanagh, and who's your fourth?
Are you going 4-3-3 now?
No, I don't know. What are we playing? 4-4-2.
We actually went to 4-4-2 last night, didn't we?
For a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever happened to 4-4-2 in football? It's just gone, isn't it? It's dead. That's all everybody ever played, like 4-4-2.
It's like trends, isn't it? These things come and go.
Yeah.
It's like long throws. They're all in vogue again.
They're all in fashion, yeah. But look, I suppose, are you going with players who are injured, or are we going with a team if we've everybody fit? Is that what you're doing there?
I'm just saying the ideal starting 11. Like, I think a few weeks ago I thought it spoke for itself, but I'm not sure now.
Yeah, look, definitely Ethan O'Brien. I think when he's fit, he's the first one on the team sheet.
Yeah,
midfield, and then it's who you're playing around him. Look, Ryan's definitely proved how good he was the last 2 games, and he's still up for it. So I wouldn't be looking to buy Ryan either.
No.
But, you know, he's like, then they're trying to fit Godden in, aren't you? And Kavanagh, like one of them are going to miss out. So, yeah, I don't know, it's tough when they are alright.
But we'll definitely talk about Warren Davis, Thomas Allure, and Doyle.
I think, definitely.
Yeah.
And then Buckner's a good option off the bench for one of those wings, I think.
Yeah, he's a good option coming off, yeah. If it was me now picking the 3, if I had to pick the 3, I'd be going Ryan, O'Brien, and Kavanagh.
Those 3 in the middle.
I'd be going them 3 in the middle, yeah. I think Godden's a good lad to come off the bench as well.
And so Shane Farrell. So yeah, that leaves you good options in your bench then.
Yeah, I just think we just don't have that type of player in Ryan Brown. I spoke about it here before. His experience, he's a cute hero around the pitch, you know.
Yeah.
But like, what I'd love to see him do with Ryan is give him a good 60 minutes, good 70 minutes maybe. and then, right, if you have to replace them. But I'd rather see Ryan starting than coming off the bench.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get into a match.
Yeah, he definitely has more of an effect on the game when he starts.
I think so. Yeah, it's hard to get into a pace of a game to get up to speed of it. So that's what I'd be doing now. But look, other lads probably wouldn't agree with that. So
did you just feel like he was kind of running him into the ground, getting 290 minutes out of him though?
No. Yeah, I think Ryan would have told him. Look, I'd say Ryan would tell him if he's not able, he'd tell him.
Yeah.
I think he was well able to do it. Look, he could have got injured the first game of the season in a warm up. It's just unlucky. It can happen anytime.
It's funny. I think it's not that I don't think he's capable of playing 290 minutes. I think he is. It's just that he fucking throws himself around and he puts a serious amount of he puts a serious amount of energy into the game and he plays a physical game. I mean, he's down with about 16 head injuries every game, like, we know that. But, and that's a big part of it too, man. He's clever. He knows when to go down and he knows when to stop the game and, he knows when to talk to a ref and when not to. And you kind of need that guile on the pitch because there is a lot of young lads.
Yeah.
With no experience in this league.
Big time.
Yeah,
I just think we need Ryan in the midfield.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. Anyway, look, we'll see what happens. Any more comments or points you want to make about the Rovers game, or will we just leave it there?
I just want to go back to the Sligo game. It's nothing really to do with the players around. There was a lad in the crowd pacing up and down frantically on his phone during the match because his missus was in labour across the road in the Lords.
Oh, yes.
I was like, geez, fair play to him.
No way.
Sean White, his name was, his mate Connor told us that.
That's right,
So it's like, fair play to him. I thought I'd mention his dedication, fair play to him.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, his mate Connor dropped him in it in Mother Hughes's, didn't he, Walker?
Oh, class. In fairness, now, he was only over across the road, so.
It wasn't him having the baby either, so to quote Roy Keane.
Oh, our female listeners won't be happy with that comment, though. It's just funny though because it ended up kicking off a conversation in the pub with a few of the older crowd, and we were all laughing, saying like, "Where was your dad when you were born?" Like he was in the fucking pub. He was in the pub waiting on a phone call to the bar, like.
Oh, Dad. I think mine was in the hospital with a broken finger. He was playing Gaelic.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
I don't think men were, when we were born, men weren't allowed in.
When my brother was born, September 87, on the day Cork played Meath in the All-Ireland final, my dad was in Croke Park when my brother was being born. And his brother was a guard at the time, and he got a guard escort home to the Lords or the cottage hospital to see the brother being born.
No way.
That's real old school, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not even a Meath man either. That's the.
Oh Jesus, he was willing to miss the birth of his own child to watch that joint.
Right, Owen, do we know there was any good news? Was the baby born? Was the baby born Friday night?
She arrived last night, yeah.
Very good, very good.
New niece, yeah. So another Drogs fan in the world.
Yeah, any names? Did they name after any Drogs players, no?
Not yet, no. No word yet. She's born on May the 4th, so it could be a Star Wars themed name.
The child is going to be called Buckner Murphy or something. Diego McDonald. Here, just before we leave the Rovers game, again, it's Tallaght, man. I fucking hate going to that place because we never win in it, and it's not an excuse, but the atmosphere in it is just fucking soulless. It really is. I know it was a Sunday game, a 5 o'clock kickoff, and in fairness, I'd be a bit derogatory towards us. It was against Drogheda, and a lot of Rovers fans are probably going, "Oh, sure, we're going to win this," you know what I mean? And they did. but there's zero atmosphere in it. Even their own ultra section was tiny, and they rarely you could hear nothing from them. It's a poor place to go and watch football, lads. From a facilities standpoint and all that, and even the access getting in and out of it and all that, it's great. But it's a poxy place to watch a football game.
Yeah, you know what, Greg's, I'm not taking that as an excuse. It was only draw that we'd probably win. Don't like that every match. It's the worst atmosphere in the whole country. It's shocking. It really is. And I know
when Bows come to there, that's probably the only time to get a proper, really good atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, come on, lads. You follow your team every match, whole match. I mean, all right, I get it. Not everybody gets to it. An away match, that's fair enough. But no excuses for not going and watching your team at home.
On a Sunday or a Monday afternoon.
Absolutely. And it was a lovely evening as well, so it was.
Yeah.
You know, but it is, and we were actually speaking about this coming home on the bus last night. The atmosphere is absolutely shocking. It's terrible. It really is. It's like a mob, so it is.
Mm.
And then you're looking at lads sitting behind, like, right down to the left of us was where all their ultras was. There's a decent crowd in that stand. But the one to the right of us, it's terrible looking, lads. You've got 2 or 3 lads sitting all spaced out around this big stand.
Yeah.
It's absolutely it's horrible.
They should even close one of the stands and just put them all into one, because it would make it a lot more.
Yeah. It really would, yeah.
Somebody put some stats thing up there earlier on Facebook saying, I think it was a Bows fan on Twitter maybe, or somebody, that when you look at the 4 Dublin clubs, Rovers, Pats, Bows and Shells, when you take out the Dublin derbies, they more or less have the same average crowds. It's like 4,000.
Right.
Would I be right in saying that? Like Rovers are right in there with Pats, Shells and Bows, as far as I think Bows was one of the lowest because they can't get any more into the ground. But obviously you can get 10,000 people into Tallaght, but they're not getting anywhere near the crowds that they were even getting a few years ago. And they're all more or less averaging. There's only a couple of hundred in the difference when you take out the Dublin derbies.
Yeah.
That's interesting considering fucking Shamrock Rovers have dominated this league for the guts of a decade.
Yeah. And like, they have big season ticket holders, don't they? They've got big numbers for season tickets.
Yeah, they'd have around 3,500, I think. Something around that.
Right, but yeah. Yeah.
I just seen that tweet there. I've seen it there, Greg. Yeah, the average is, they're mostly 5 games and Shell is 4. So Rovers 4,550, Pats 4,400, Shells 4,232, Bows 4,158. Now Bows would be higher if they had extra capacity.
Yeah, exactly.
And the 2 games with Pats and Shells were 2 of our games, so we weren't able to go out. So that affect the average as well. So there's not really that much of a gap in the average, like.
You'd wonder, now, if Bows had Tallaght Stadium, would they fill it every week? Well, not fill it, but you know what I mean. Would they have more in it?
I'd say you're talking at least 6,000, maybe.
Yeah, Bows be good back team, wouldn't they?
Yeah. See, I think Rovers up until recently didn't have like a marketing manager or anything like that. They don't do much to promote the games, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right, and lads, while I'm on the topic, just in a sort of to be fair about everything here, I think Drogh's crowds have dipped a good bit over the last while. We were looking around the place the other night, and I looked at the figure after the game, and it was like 1,800 or something. I know Sligo didn't bring that many, but there was a lot of gaps around us where there normally wouldn't be.
Yeah, I've been noticing that the last couple of weeks as well. Yeah. So the games are not selling out.
No, because you remember last year, you used to hear it every week or every second week, sell out, but you're not hearing that at all.
I wonder, has the capacity increased a bit as well, so they can sell more tickets? Now, I'm not saying we'd be still selling out, but just is that another thing that it'd be harder to sell out a game now as well?
That's a good point. Has the capacity increased down?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
So how the fuck would we
yeah,
know? The club don't tell us that.
yeah, but they put a few extra seats in, didn't they, up in sort of the two corners?
Yeah.
You know, look, it's not a
Maybe this
massive
holiday
event.
weekend as well. Some people are away. Does that you have to factor that in as well?
Oh no, I do. I'm just saying, over the last probably month or 5 weeks even, I just felt like, I mean, look,
There
don't
is
get
a
me
bit of a
wrong.
dip, yeah.
Yeah, we're in a great place. Like, as far as crowds go, you know, we're lucky that our ground is small. So even if you have 1,800 people in it, it still feels full, and we can still generate a deadly atmosphere and all that in it, and it's great. Like, especially when, you know, the clubs that are a bit closer to us come to town and they pack out the away end. I don't think there's a better atmosphere in the league, like, compared to going to Rovers into a 10,000 seat. Is it 10,000 seat on our Rovers? So it's up around that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The difference in atmosphere is fucking night and day, like.
Yeah, I know it is. Look, we are definitely getting better crowds, because it come up on my Facebook the other day, these the old pictures like 10 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Memories, and it was myself and Evan sitting in United Park. Two of us took a selfie. But the game was on, so it was, but there was nobody around us. There was no empty seats. I mean, and this was probably about 10 years ago, maybe less.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember I was showing Evan, I said, "Jeez, Evan, look, there's me and you sitting in United Park. Look at all the empty seats around us."
Mad.
Yeah, you know, so we've definitely come on a long way. We really have.
It's definitely the match day experience has improved a lot in the last, let's say, even 2 years. Like,
Big time.
Hugely.
Yeah, no, it is. And look, we spoke about it before, I think the ground's looking fabulous with this.
Really?
Ground.
Yeah, I went in for a point at half time again in the Sligo match, and fucking great. Deadly little atmosphere in there. Met loads of people I haven't seen in ages. A friend of ours was DJing, playing tunes. You know, this is what we were crying out for. Like 5 years ago, if somebody had said that, we would have took our hand off for it. You know what I mean? So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I hope, you know, if there is people listening and you haven't been to a game in a few weeks or a month or for whatever reason, like, we need to try and, you know, just keep going, sell the bloody place out if we can, as much as we can, and get behind the club, get behind the team, get behind Kev and that, you know what I mean? I'd hate to see it kind of drop off, and I don't think it will, to be honest with you, but you know, it's a little bit kind of concerning when you kind of think, oh, you know, is there a bit of a drop off? I think sometimes coming into the summer, there's always a little bit of a drop off as well. People going on these and
that's across the league, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's
There's a summer dip, like, yeah.
Yeah, look, just to make that point, we'll move on, lads. We'll leave the Rovers game. That didn't happen. 3 good points against Sligo, and Derry on Friday night, who are coming into the game, I think, on the back of a fucking last gasp equaliser against the mighty Galway. No,
The mighty tribesmen. Yeah.
Was it Galway? Was Galway? Yes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I'm confused now. So yeah, no, they got a good equaliser. It was a really well taken goal by your man, but I mean, that's another disappointing result for them at home.
Yeah, they're still not firing out, you know.
No,
They're still unbeaten in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're unbeaten in 6, but 2 wins, 4 draws.
Okay.
Right, and that was a scabby draw last night on.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I seen it. It was a good goal, actually, man. Got Santos scored.
Yeah, very good, very good. Really good individual skill from him. Like, but yeah. So what are we thinking? What are we thinking going into this on Friday when we have a good record against Derry?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Like, funny enough, like, we sort of never really show up in Tallaght, don't we know? But for some reason, we sort of show up against Derry at home.
Yeah.
It's one of these games that definitely brings the best out of us. So that's what I'm clinging on to going into this Friday. We have a good record against them. Like, we usually show up, so hopefully same again this Friday.
And look, we spent the last hour saying we don't know what we're going to get from week to week, so we really don't know what we're going to get. We could go out and play out of our skin, and you know, we could be our old selves, and then the week after. Who knows? But focusing on Friday. Owen, any thoughts, Derry?
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one. We just need to go at them. I'd say, like, I think Davis could do well against them. He's caused them a lot of problems. He scored a great goal the last time.
He
It'd
did.
be an interesting one.
Yeah. Put it like this, lads. Now, if I said it just now, like, we'll just take the same performance as last Friday at home to Sligo, and we're going to win 1-0, which is be happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's mad, isn't it?
I don't know
You
whether
know.
I'd come out of the ground fucking beam and smile, but I'd be fucking delighted the next morning I woke up with a 1-0 win. Because
Yeah.
in a month's time or a week's time, 2 weeks' time, you're going to look at the result and go, oh yeah, we bet Derry that night. You're not going to go, but we were shy. You know,
Yeah.
it's the result is a result. Like, fuck it. You know what I mean? We're dissecting it all and talking about it. That's what we want to do on the podcast. Otherwise, we'd have nothing to fucking talk about. But, you know, I really don't care. Like, in a week's time, as I said, you know, a win is a win, 3 points is 3 points. So if we play really poor on Friday and still beat them, I'd be fucking delighted. And especially because it's Derry, because there's something great about beating them.
Yeah. But, no, look, I definitely think we're well capable of going and beating them now on Friday night. But, we just don't know, don't we know what Drogheda team is going to show up, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just where we are.
And do you reckon that your man, their manager is under any more pressure after that draw match the other night, or is he on a bit of a reprieve at the minute because they haven't been beaten in 6? Because people were talking about Tiernan Lynch getting the axe there about a month ago.
I think he's probably alright for the minute.
Yeah. I don't think the Derry fans will ever take to him.
Doesn't seem that way, does it?
No.
Derry are a weird bunch of outsiders, particularly say if Rory Higgins lasted a lot longer than he should have at Derry because he's from Derry. I think that's, if he was from Dublin or anywhere else, he would have got sacked earlier.
Yeah.
Jesus, like, isn't it? You know, you're not Bilbao. Like, fucking hell. Like, you know, Derry's a small enough fucking town. Like, I know it's a city, but is there 100,000 people in Derry? Like, fucking hell, lads. You're going to have to be welcome into an outside manager at some point. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I think they just about tolerate players from Donegal. Like, that's probably it.
I sure half their decent players over the years were from Donegal, weren't they? Mark Farron.
Mark Farron,
Lynch is from Belfast. I mean, fuck's sake, it's not as if he's from Timbuktu, like.
Yeah, they don't like the fact he doesn't live in Derry, I think.
Yeah, I heard that.
They're a strange bunch, though, aren't they? They're a strange fan base.
Yeah, big time, yeah. They're very fickle, like.
Yeah.
They turn very quick.
Yeah, reading some of the comments.
If Kevin Doherty and fucking Dara Doyle don't move into Pierce Park and Yellowbatter in the next 3 weeks, they can fuck off.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Imagine, I can't believe they're living like 20 minutes up the road.
Right. I'll even give them, if they move to Marion Park, I'll tolerate it. But they need to move. Bring all their families with them.
Yeah. I agree.
Ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is stupid, isn't it?
That's ridiculous. It really, really is. But anyway, look, so again, fingers crossed. We've no idea how we're going to play. We've no idea how it's going to go. But I'm going to ask you for predictions nonetheless. Owen?
3-2 Drogheda.
3-2. Jesus Christ. I'm on heart medication. I can't take that shit.
Yeah.
Richie?
Yeah, we don't know how we're going to play. We don't know who we're going to play, what formation we're going to play. If you want us to give a prediction.
Yes.
I'm going to go another 1-0 win.
1-0 win.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so, yeah.
Right. I'm going to go 2-1. I think we're going to concede, but I think we're going to get a dramatic late winner. And the fucking roof's going to come off the place. And Josh Thomas is going to get a red card.
Yeah. And we'll be all bouncing down the Wimmel Road.
Yeah. And if we can get
Right then.
if we can get James Clark to score an own goal, we'll be happy like he did the other night.
Yeah, he's a dangerous player. He's definitely one player we have to keep quiet.
Big time.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, he sure is.
They're not
And
too
of
fun
course-
to be a tight pitch though.
Yeah,
No,
and of
no.
course we've got Dara coming back to Drogheda.
Oh, Darren Markey, yeah. Will he get a warm reception? I would imagine he will.
Yeah, I think
It'd be alright, I'd say.
I think it'd be a bit of a weird on out the boom, wouldn't you?
Yeah, man, he gets
Sure,
he gets a pass.
I'm sure someone will do boom though.
Well, I think now if Josh Thomas is playing and Dara Mack is playing, it'd be Josh getting all the booze.
Oh yeah, he can fuck off. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, no, I think if one of rocks the head to do Dara.
Yeah, you can't. He gave us Swaff good 5 years. He was there 4 years anyway.
Yeah. Now, saying that, I hope he plays fucking shit.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope he doesn't play at all, actually.
yeah. I hope he's dreadful and if he does play, he's crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that reminds me, Richie, you saying that there was a fair few boos the other night, wasn't there, coming from a section of our crowd in Tallaght? Half time as well.
Yeah, I thought it was strange.
Yeah, you were commenting on it, Owen. You weren't happy about that.
I was like, yes. I don't know. Again, people, I don't know, it's actually not used to us fucking losing all the time, so that's probably it.
Yeah. Fair.
No, yeah, I don't think there's any fucking need for that, like.
No. Not yet. I'll give it another month.
You're waiting for it, are you?
Get me banner out.
Don't say it. Don't say
Oh,
it.
I won't say. You'll never hear that coming out of my mouth. Oh, no. Right, boys, look, we leave it there, and I'll talk to you on Friday night, hopefully.
Yeah, looking forward to Friday. I love the home matches. Love a Friday night in Drogheda.
Yeah. Up the
Class.
Drogs. We'll be grand.
Yeah, we'll keep it going.
Good stuff. Right, talk to you later, boys.
Talk to you then, right?
Look, lads.
Right, cool.
All the best.
And the fisher